Today's video is how can you manifest when you have no closure? Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to you. My name is Sabine. I am a manifesting coach. If you are interested in working with me, you can check the description box below where I have all my links. Alternatively, you can also look for resources on Zennumerostar.com. So today's topic is about having no closure. Having no closure is both a feeling and a perception, and usually it creates fears of repeating the same patterns, having the same feeling that you are misunderstood, that you are not given the opportunity to express your emotions, that you are left wondering what really happened. Having no closure is damaging because it keeps you in question mode. And as long as you remain in question mode, logically speaking, you cannot be in receiving mode or answering mode, because you cannot serve two masters at the same time, as per Neville Goddard. The thing is, always remind yourself that everybody is you pushed out. So if you have no closure on the situation, your best course of action will be, as for any other situation, to look within. When we have no closure on a situation, we would wreck our minds until we find a theory that would explain what just happened. It is even tempting to try and talk to the person in order to understand, or to ask their friends or family members. But when we do that, we look in the wrong place. Our environment is not going to give us answers directly. We will get answers once we are focusing on having answers and not by questioning what happened. In Everybody Is Us Pushed Out, Neville Goddard was very good at demonstrating that we do have a responsibility in how others behave towards us. Responsibility has nothing to do with blame, it only has to do with power. Therefore, when we are responsible for a situation, we are not to blame, but we can take the responsibility by claiming our power back in the situation. Our focused energy is our true power. We have full responsibility over our focused energy. Okay, I'm going to give you a trick right now that I developed when I was in a situation where I had no closure in the past. After racking my head and asking my friends because I felt lost and very upset, I decided that I had to do something. At the time, I was starting to understand manifestation better, so I decided to create a rule for myself, which I could use if I ever was in a similar situation. The situation remained the same because I didn't use revision, for those of you who are familiar with Neville Goddard's techniques. But I decided to stop wondering what had happened and to take a break from the situation. What I did was to use my logic with the manifestation world. Okay, it goes like this. I said to myself, considering that conscious positive manifestation shows up once we are in receiving and answering mode, and considering that I am the queen of my reality, I will focus back on myself, and I will let the environment that I unconsciously created sort itself out. I have no time for this. My time is better invested in emitting the right type of energy. What do I have in my current reality that I can use right now to work on my joy? I have some money to go and enjoy a nice cup of coffee and cake. While at the coffee shop, I will read again Feeling Is a Secret from Neville Goddard, and off I went. I used my logic within the parameters of the manifestation world. To be honest with you, I was so upset that I was in no condition to try and figure out what energy I had been emitting to get the result. So this was the shortcut I came up with. And the situation sorted itself out and, even better, resumed as if nothing had happened. I asked myself if it was worth having an apology or asking what had happened, but I honestly didn't have the need to, as I knew that I had unconsciously created that situation to begin with. I congratulated myself for using my power and achieved a reconciliation. You see, when you master the answer mode in any challenging situation, you no longer face a no-closure situation because your energy adjusts itself as you go along. Comment down below, I choose answers every time. I choose answers every time. When I felt balanced again in my energy, I observed the energy I had been into that had created that situation. And I realized that it was a fear of being rejected without having the possibility to express myself. I remembered telling my friends, "Oh God, I hope that they won't da-da-da. Can you imagine if they? Oh, that would be terrible if." But I didn't want to verbalize to the person in question. And the result was that I was left wondering what happened with the impossibility to reach out to them for an explanation. Now, I can confidently tell you that I don't fear any of this because I have that rule now that is my truth, and I feel protected with that rule that I have created for myself. Obviously, if you've been following me for a little while, you do know that I always encourage to let go of unwanted emotions, so that is part of my rule. But being in answering mode and receiving mode and not staying in question mode is really going to help you. Now, if you see that it makes sense to you and if you want to create a rule for yourself based on the same principles, I'm going to detail the principles here now. So number one, create a rule that is not a one-off but can be used on a regular basis. Two, ensure that it is logical to you. If not, it will not stick in your energy for long. And three, make it work for you. By definition, a rule is not to be changed every day. Of course, you will have understood that rules are in fact beliefs. But I find it easier to use the word rule because in my mind it holds a certain power and requires a decision and the use of my analytical brain or limbing brain, and I find this highly reassuring. But as always, consciously manifesting requires a heart-brain connection. So we've used the brain connection now. Again, I would urge you to also have a close look at your heart connection and make sure that you release any unwanted negative emotion. And that is the video for today. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, happy manifesting.